Hello and welcome to our stream. We are live, we are good to go, and we are on the road to season's greetings. We for once have actually got the card written out. We'll be working towards 3 episodes of Monday Night Dynamite, our festive pay-per-view, and then hopefully reach the Power 500. We'll find out who the top 500 wrestlers are in the world, and of course the Wrestler of the Year. Just get everything fired up on my phone and we'll jump in straight away. Let's get booking then. Will people dry in? So still waiting on Rhea Ripley or Demi Bennett. Flamita's injured. Still waiting on Liv Morgan and the two injuries as well. That's fine. Chelsea Green has given the locker room a lift, and CM Punk goes to Wrestlers Court after failing to pick up his share of a tab at a bar. So you can imagine Punk's bought a Pepsi or a Cola or some sort of soft drink, even a water, and he's failed to pick up that because he's drinking water. But he's improved his behaviour, that's always a positive. Punk's not exactly the easiest to control. Alright. So let's look at our history. Last time show, Punk cut a promo after beating Stu Grayson. Jericho Omega in the ring, that was confirming the main event for Season's Greetings. Penta winning, that's fine. Cody and Pete against MJF and Luchasaurus, that's fine. Lexi defending, fine. Alright, let's go. So, we'll start off then a women's contest straight off the bat. And we will have Ali in action. She will take on we'll go with Penelope Ford. It seems quite bad it's her and B that are mostly doing the jobbing because Nyla and Awesome Kong kinda have to be protected. So we'll have Ali pick up the win. She'll pick up the win in 6 minutes, and that'll be a storytelling match. And that'll be a pinfall victory. After the matchup, she'll basically cut a promo on Lexi, saying that she wants that title shot. So we'll give that 4 minutes, because she doesn't need to be thingied. Also going to have a hype for the new signing, so that will just be the announcement and confirming that Chelsea Green's with the company. So we can get 3 minutes of that. We'll keep Chelsea and Britt separate just now, but eventually I think we'll have that particular tandem team up. So we'll put that in there. We can make a main event. I'm going to make a main event a 6-man tag. We will have, basically we need Kenny in the main event. So Kenny Omega will pick up the win. He'll team up with the Young Bucks. And they can take on, we'll go to Super Smash Bros. And they can team up with Chris Jericho. You can see where we're going with this kind of booking. Getting Kenny all the momentum in the world. But can he pin Chris Jericho? Because we know Jericho won't be happy taking the fall. So Stu Grayson, good performance in the main event last week, so he will be the same here as he features in that main event. We will have, next up, Jay Lethal in action. In fact, actually, no, we'll change that. El Soberano Jr. will take on Penta, El Zero. 10 minutes, Penta picks up the win, still the show matchup. So what the plan here will be is basically a post-match beatdown. So the save will be made by Jay Lethal, which builds up to Jay Lethal versus Penta. And then we can have who's getting beat up? El Penta. What's his name? I've already forgotten his name. This is not good booking at all. El Soberano. I know there was an L in it. And of course Penta. Yeah, so you basically build up that Jay Lethal makes the save. So you get that kind of match up to look forward to going forward. So that's fine. That can effectively work in as co-main event. Let's have a backstage confrontation. That'll be between Jon Moxley and Rey Fenix. Effectively setting up Phoenix and Moxley. So that's perfect. So that's basically, in the case of one show, you've booked 4 matches. Do want another match in though, and we will have other people we aren't using. So yeah, we do need to trim the roster a little bit as well. Just having a look who we're having to face each other. Shawn Spears in action, and Shawn Spears can take on Sami Callihan, where we will give the victory to Sami. So that'll be an 8-minute match, 10 minutes we add in the entrances. That matchup can go in there. So that'll be your co-main, because I think that'll do quite well. If I can look to take out a couple of minutes for our main event, leaving us 5 minutes, we can then have CM Punk run off Kevin Steen as our ending segment. Right, so the only thing I'd really want to change there is I don't particularly want Chelsea Green hype video opening the show. So I think we'll start with El Soberano in that segment, and then the lethal save, just so the show starts off hot, cools down a little, and builds itself back up. So that's fine. Where are we? October. I haven't booked a show in there in about a month, so let's just go straight off the bat. Milwaukee, Wisconsin's Al McGuire Centre. 4,000 fans. We should sell that out, which is the main thing. So let's crack on. Let's see how the first show of the day does. Just under a sellout, 3,953 in attendance. Matchup was decent, not a lot of heat. But Penta defeats El Soberano Jr. in 9:46 with a Pentagon driver. B-72, very strong opening. That probably could have main evented. El Soberano Jr. that sustained an undisclosed hand injury. The match got to show off their strong start and got the crowd buzzing. El Soberano Jr. also with a 48 performance to Penta's 75. So Penta starting off strong. Improves performance skills. Negatives there. Really just the announcing and inconsistency from Penta, but solid open. Good that we put the two together. And after matchup, there's backstage heat on Penta because his botch caused El Soberano Jr. to get hurt. But then El Soberano Jr. has been attacked by Penta after the match, so when you add in an injury, so you get a bit more heat on him, and basically this results in Jay Lethal making the save. So it got the crowd hotter, D41, and it's the seeds in motion for Jay Lethal versus Penta L0. Chelsea Green promoting her that she'll be wrestling in All Elite Wrestling is just an F+16. A long way to get her over. Terrible matchup saw Ali defeat Penelope Ford in 6:21 with the best super kick ever. This drew an E+32, 33 for Ali, 20 for Penelope. So a long way to go, I'd say, with Penelope Ford. We can certainly, hopefully, once we become like a national company, send her down to developmental, and that just will round her out as a better performer. But it's just all about progressing. And then the promo from Ali on Lexi will be a D-39. Of course, our women's division will pick up again once we get the more over women's wrestlers, and then we have that mixture of women wrestlers that are over, and then some that maybe are a wee bit better or a wee bit poorer, but have the overness. Next up, about the decent wrestling, but not a lot of heat. We had Sami Callihan defeat Shawn Spears in 7:52 with a headlock driver. C-58 here. Shawn Spears off his game. Another impressive showing from Sami. A 62 rated performance. He's been a very good pickup so far in AEW, and he continues to gain some momentum. The backstage confrontation between Jon Moxley and Rey Fenix is a C-63. I'm intrigued to see how they go. I think you've got an idea where we're going with that program. And the main event, and about the had decent wrestling but not a lot of heat. The team of Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, defeated Chris Jericho and the Super Smash Bros. In 10:34 when Kenny defeated Stu Grayson with the IOI shootout. Evelina was the weak link, fair enough. C plus 68 is good. What I like here, it's probably Kenny's best performance there, a 70. So he's really starting to progress, which is good. Decent-ish performances from the Young Bucks, good from Jericho, and of course Grayson and Uno. They do their job. They wouldn't be getting used in the main event if I didn't have faith in them. And Nick Jackson debuts a new spot, which should help his psychology. Good. And CM Punk chasing Kevin Owens, making his life hell, or Kevin Steen, sorry, a B minus 72. Overall, a C plus 67. It does the job, as always, of increasing our pop in 18 regions. So you can certainly tell we're spending the money to make sure the company keeps growing and growing, and that will continue at a steady rate. What I'm going to do as well, once we go back to the main screen, I'm just going to take a note of our size after that show in terms of importance, so then we can see, say at the end of the month, how much we're progressing. We can document that. So I don't know if we're going at a good pace or what we're actually doing, especially when we get the change in TV deal as well, which will be coming up, I believe, in the show before the pay-per-view. So there's that to look forward to as well. As we move to, I think, ESPN, that we booked it with last night. The show will be on YouTube shortly, and you can watch it back on Twitch for a week, but it should be up on YouTube. I believe it was up Monday morning. Alright, so Marufuji's fully fit. AEW declare war on Impact. That's right, we done that last night. In breaking news, it appears that the first shots in the war between All Elite Wrestling and Impact have begun. The respective owners, Tony Khan and Ed Northern, are said to see each other's promotion as obstacles that must be overcome at all costs. Where this rivalry will lead is anyone's guess. It's just us trying to get them out of the way and make sure we're number 2 behind WWE in America at least. Conan versus MLW, incoming for New Japan. Impact are trying to sign the Unmaid of Honor. Oh, it's Casey Spinelli. I don't really watch Impact these days, so I have no idea she was there as the Undead Maid of Honor. Nothing else there. We do have the signing of Priscilla Kelly just to bulk up our women's roster. It's another heel. We do lack a lot of heels within that division, so it's bulking that up. So Liv Morgan has joined, so Giona Daddio. Impact are now at war with you. That's good. TV rating was a 0.39, so I think that's our biggest for a while. So a few things we need to do around about the company is quickly set Gio Daddio up. We will just call her Giovanni. Giovanni can be a woman's name, can it? I just don't think Giona Daddio is quite where we're at to push up. If we call her Giovanni, I know there was Joy Giovanni. We'll go with Giovanni just now, but we'll see. That's our alter ego here at the moment. We can look to change that. So she's in. She will be a heel, and I don't know about Cocky. We do want her to kind of play up a bit in that New Jersey heritage. So look down the bottom, see what we've got. There we go. Spoilt brat. That is what we like to see. So, we still need to put her in the women's division. So she's one where the skill set's not particularly great, but she's young enough that she can develop greatly within the company. But popularity is an okay level considering where we are, so she can certainly grow within the company. So that was one thing I wanted to check. The second was relationships. So there you can see Impact Wrestling at war. So we've got hostile with 5 companies and at war with 1. When 2 companies are at war, workers become exclusive. If someone signs for one company, he must automatically leave the other. So we need to change that wording going forward. The relationship also means the AI will take a more aggressive stance. You can access dirty tricks. So basically we can plant a story, web shots, openly mock, sponsor snipe, disruption, and sign language. Nothing just now, but I'm just hoping that it helps us jump ahead of them. So importance, obviously we're quite safely in cult now. We've got 3 areas over the recommended amount of 47%, so that's always good. We're obviously going to look to try and get 8 over 65, which, as you can imagine, is going to take a bit of time, but we only have 1 region within the main US places that's not a D or D minus or D plus. So again, encouraging signs that we are picking up steam. So I'm just going to take a note of that. So that's 51 for the Great Lakes, 36 for the Mid-Atlantic region, 40 for South, so we're quite spread, 34 in the Midwest, so we might need to start running Midwest shows, 39 in New England, 37 in the Northwest, 49 in the Southeast, 51 in the Southwest, 39 in Tri-State, 28 Puerto Rico, 29 Hawaii. Hawaii and Puerto Rico don't really spill over areas, which is why they're still kind of lingering way behind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So realistically, you get 8 there, the 11 that could take us forward. So if we can keep Mid-Atlantic progressing with the rest of them, and Midwest could technically get left behind, we could get up that way, but we'll keep an eye on it. I'm just going to monitor Canada as well, because that's not at the same level, but it's progressed a little bit because we do air a TV show there. So that's 14, 18, 26 for Ontario, 20 Alberta, 15, 17 Manitoba, and 20 for British Columbia. It's easier with numbers rather than the whole D minus, etc., etc. Was there anything else I wanted to check? Just when our TV deal moves over. 17 days, so yeah, 2 more episodes. So effectively, that works out perfect then. We will start on ESPN in a higher slot, in a late evening slot, the week after, or just after our pay-per-view, which of course is Season's Greetings, because I really struggled for a name. But at least you know, pay-per-views going forward, we've Season's Greetings, we'll get into Origins, and then we've got February, March, and April, we can get names for them. Double or Nothing, we'll see if that stays, same with Fighter Fest, etc., etc. Then we'll move on to our version of WrestleMania, and that'll be the 3rd annual All In. That was good. Good progress there, good business there. As I say, we just need to hope not as many WWE contracts are expiring, because anytime I see a good name, I'm like, yep, I want name, I want name. But it'll be interesting, like, as contracts expire over time, who will make the jump? Because it seems in this as well, with the 90-day non-compete clause isn't there, it's just a case as soon as your contract's free, you're good to go. Maybe we should look to do that in contracts, add the... Nah, I don't really matter in a non-compete. Not at this moment in time. Alright, let's see anything here. NXT UK have fired Kaylee Ray. Killer Kelly as well. Isla Dawn. It's a good thing as well, as Impact's not really signed into written deals either, so that's again something you could just go straight in and purchase. WWE's the only real place that won't have written contracts. Saw women I'd absolutely love to bring to the company, but we're a bit stacked in a division that's still really growing. So it's just renewing that. You can see here, for 1 hour TV slot, we have a lot of people that are unhappy, a lot of people that are probably got to go. As much as I enjoy Orange Cassidy, but I just don't really have anything for him. I'd rather just get the company as high up as possible than use people and risk not getting the company over. Probably my fault. I just decided to go all out in signings, and that's going to do it, rather than use more workers for the same price, but maybe not get the same show ratings. Oh, we can get Glenn Jacobs if we want him. One we definitely won't be signing. Just on age, 52, but WWE are just going to let Kane go. That's fine. There you go. There's your next one I want to try and steal. Great. See if you can clock who it is. Tommaso Ciampa. Undisclosed neck injury. WWE still offering my contract. He's back in 6 months, so it would be a risk signing someone that's not going to be available for a while, but man, it's Tommaso Ciampa, man. You kinda need to. So 4-year deal. WWE will obviously offer him something better, but we'll keep offering him. We'll fight that one because we don't win every one we get in for. There has been a few that have turned us down, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But just somebody that I really, really wanted to bring in. I've used them before. I didn't know a lot about them in a previous save in TEW2016. I used them as a monster. Fair enough, he is a monster heel, but more a case of like I generally thought he would, because I'd only seen pictures. I didn't know actually what he was. That I believe that Ciampa was this big, near 7 foot guy, an absolute freak athlete, and it's like freak athlete, yes, but just a psychopath, really. That's what I enjoy about TW. It allows you to kind of research, look up wrestlers you weren't too familiar with, and that's how a lot of people that turned up in AEW. I'd never seen them wrestle, but I'd used them a lot in AEW, so that was my first proper introduction to them. Alright, what we got here? Karen New is going to re-sign with NXT. Nothing there. Stardom signed the former Summer Rae. That's fine. So that's just letting us know 2 weeks' time. That's fine. That's fine. And there's a contract for Tommaso. So you can see here WWE. Oh, yours is still the only one he's seriously considering. What are they offering him? A 3-year deal. It's looking really good that we are going to see Tommaso Ciampa. And fair enough, he probably will not debut until the summer of 2020. So what I'll do as well is when he becomes a contracted athlete for us, I'll see if I can get him to take surgery to speed that up. Because whilst there probably is no rush for him, if you don't sign him, you don't get him for another 2-3 years. But I feel like it's a steady hand that we could keep on the reserve for a couple of months, and then somebody can build your company around. What we got now? All Japan are taking on Stardom. A bit of hostility there. Shane Douglas is retired. WWE extension rumour for Riddick Moss. Yes, I don't need to get in for that one. This one we can happily let them keep. I keep thinking that's TJ Perkins rejecting. God damn you, TJP. Whatever company that is, I don't really know, but it's been a lot of confusion. 23-year-old, so there's potential there. Everything's average. Just shortlist her. I don't know who she is, but the idea that she is only 23, there's a lot of scope for improvement in this game. Even though the women do tend to wrestle a lot younger than the men, I feel like that's somebody that could have potential. I don't know who she is, I don't know if she actually is any good in real life, but certainly potential. So look at the hidden gems, it's still just going to be former WWE talents. Talia Madison, Shawn Ricker, Dalton Castle, Bill Morrissey, and Matt Cross. I'm also thinking, once we enter 2020, I don't know when in 2020, but I do want to introduce another title. So we'll have 5 titles to cover an hour of television. So now you know why I'm hoping we can start making a lot more money to go 2 hours. So I do want to bring in like a junior championship, so that'll be either cruiserweights or you can be no higher than a mid-card star, so it's somebody that's on the way up, but then you have to counter that and say, well, there might be some people that are on the way down that are stuck there. But we'll see. So a couple of events last night. A lot of other companies run Saturday nights, like ourselves. What I'm noticing as well is there's not really been many shows where we're missing our folk because we're starting to get people onto written deals. Maybe we're just lucky we don't run when the Japan run. Because we'd lose Lethal, Moxley, Jackson and Callahan. His next contract's coming up. So Awesome Kong, I think I'm going to let go. Jimmy Havoc. Still needs to fight Hangman Page actually. Because of Havoc's injury, he's just never really been used. No, he's back in our 24 days. That's not bad, so we're going to have everybody pretty much soon. It just reminds me I really need to start using the likes of Kent and Pac. I think I've already stacked the roster far too much. Which was always going to happen. It's me and TW in a nutshell. A lot of people wanting the same spot. Let's see if we get anything here. Excalibur to re-sign with PWG, that won't be written, so that's cool. Nothing there. Tamatonga re-signs Ring of Honor. That's the thing, we are now a size a company where folk will be taking their bookings with us rather than going elsewhere. One of you watch as well as the amount of things I'm booking, as I just randomly out on my desk, is I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit them all on the pay-per-view, which is quite mad. Tonight's main event will be a singles match, and it is going to be a decent upper mid card talent in action. We are going to see. Have you lost much, Kent? I think I've protected them quite well here. Match history. Alright, so it says 9 wins, 1 draw, 10 losses. Let's just make it AEW. 6 wins and 3 losses. I think he's lost all his singles match though, that's what I'm thinking. It's a fatal 4-way. No, he's lost to Jericho. That's fine. That's cool. I couldn't remember if I was really protecting him. So Kenta will be in the main event. It's going to be Kenta versus Kevin Steen. We have to have Kevin Steen actually wrestle. So we'll give him 11 minutes. Kevin Steen, pinfall, steal the show. And of course, vintage maxi booking, CM Punk will attack him. Just adding a bit of heat going towards that. I'm going to have an action. We are going to have E take on the Luchasaurus. We'll have E pick up the win within 6 minutes, so that is going to be nice, simple, effective. We'll make that storytelling. Pinfall, we'll make that open the show as well. Put that up there. Then have a promo. That promo will be Big E getting called out, and he'll be getting called out by Maxwell Jacob Friedman, so we are going to go in some sort of program with them, make that 4 minutes actually, because I do need to limit time here. Going to have a triple threat match where it is 3 ways there, and I scroll down. 3-way match, going to be some just mad cruiserweight action, if you say. We'll have the king of the cruiserweights, if I can find him. So that is that bastard Pac. He'll be in there. We'll also have Darby Allin, and I'm going to have Sammy Guevara. So that could be something quite phenomenal. It's a 10-minute match here. Pac picks up the win, just gaining him some momentum, and he'll take the win over Sammy because I feel like we've just jobbed Darby Allin so far. He's a lot of close victories, or close losses, so we'll keep him in there. So that can be our second match of the night. We can be the co-main. Again, I want to keep building up Kenny, so tag team action. So I do want to get Hangman up as well. So Hangman Page will team up with Kenny Omega, and they can take on SoCal Uncensored 2, so the version that has Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. And as always, being a top man, Scorpio will be the man that takes the pinfall. So pinfall, and that's fine. We can budget in there. We have a wee angle where I formed a alliance of Pete Dunne with Cody, keeping that ticking along, because the idea is that Cody will be pretty respectful of the fact that the Dream Champion is Pete Dunne. So rattle that in to your promo there. Before we go to Kent and Steen, I want to have John Moxley in a promo. It'll just be him challenging Rey Fenix to a match at Season's Greetings, the Moxley and Gann. Again, he doesn't like to be put in that position. That's fine. A lot of stuff's actually booked forward. They haven't even put the tag champs in the program yet. And in the last 2 minutes of the show, I know we have just signed Giovanni, but we'll hype up, because we hyped her up last week, we'll hype up Chelsea Green again. I keep hitting the wrong fucking one. So we try and do it very quickly. Don't speed book, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't go well. Chelsea Green, and that can be a 2-minute hype. Giving you your 65 minutes. Giving you a lot of people that haven't been used on tonight's show. Giving you a situation where we don't need to go 2 hours soon, but we need to make sure money is in a good position. Where I'd like to be making a lot more profit before I make that decision. Ugh. This roster's changing very quickly. Oh, we haven't even booked it in an arena. That's how quick we're trying to go. So we said we want to actually try and go into the Midwest. Few company size, Midwest. We'll do a debut show in the Midwest then. It'll be a lower attendance, but it might be something that gets us up and running there. So hopefully we don't lose too much. So 2,000 to 3,000 in terms of capacity. We'll jump in the DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. And we'll see how that goes there. So run the show. We'll see how we do. So it was 2,580 fans. Good. About that had subpar wrestling and little heat. E defeats Luchasaurus in 550. Simple, effective. D47. He's going to have the better performance in this match. But the show gets off to a good start. People are happy to see E. MJF cuts the promo on E. So that's a D41. Looking forward to how that could go down in the future. About the had subpar wrestling and little heat. Pac defeated Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara in 9:45. Pac carried the match. D plus 49. 60 for Pac. 40 for Sammy Guevara. And a 30 for Darby Allin. What people notice as well, just to cut in the show there, is once we do go to 2 hours, there'll be a lot more micromanagement to everything. I just feel the race is on to get the war started, and then it's going to be like, this is 5 stars that we can identify that, right, cool, they're in a lower mid card just now, but we want to make them a star by, say, 20, 21, 22 or whatever. But it's going to take like a lot of short-term stuff to start with, and then we'll properly look into the long-term stuff when we've got the finances behind us. Hype video for Chelsea Green's an E-23, so a pretty big jump already from last week's segment. We'll check her overness after the show, see if it has a little bit of an improvement. About the head subpar wrestling and Little Heat, the team of Hangman Page and Kenny Omega defeat SoCal Uncensored. Kenny with a 6-4, so it might even depend on overness in particular areas of how matches are going because of that split pop in performance rating. But a C minus 56 is still fairly respectable. D plus 50 for the whole alliance between Pete Dunne and Cody. John Moxley's promo on Rey Fenix challenging him and sorting out the match for Season's Greetings. A92. Moxley's just amazing in this. And superb main event. Good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Kevin Steen defeats Kenta in 10:56 with a package pile driver. B minus 76 is good. Excellent, great chemistry, sorry. Got the crowd buzzing because it was an all-out match. 55 for Kenta, 83 for Kevin Steen, who improves his performance skills. Just a few negatives there. Stamina, because a lot of people do struggle with 11 minutes until they get a lot of matches under their belt. And then Punk Attack Steen to end the show, and that is a B minus 73. B minus 74 might even be one of our highest shows, but that key plus popularity in 18 regions. It's a good show in the Midwest. As we get ready for our go home show. The thing is, as well, if we had more money, I'd just fling money at guys and girls to keep them happy, but unfortunately, not the case. I try and know of a lot of people out of contract with WWE this week. So the show was great, drawn a lot of praise. 2,580. WWE's at 6,000, and that's of course us in a lesser area. That's a Riddick Moss resigns, and we have stolen Tommaso Ciampa. We can't even do a medical exam because that's going to cost us $3,000 I'd rather not spend. I'll debut him as a babyface, and then we'll have the whole destructive angle where he just turns into a complete and utter cunt. Right, so that's good. Priscilla Kelly's in as well, so a 0.38. So many debuting talents now. The roster has truly been adjusted to basically a fantasy roster. It's also that case when you've got so many open contracts rather than written, so you don't technically pay the people that are on your roster as much. Obviously, there's the downside, the actual paper appearance. What can we give her? Grunge type lifestyle? I don't know if that's even gothic, but we'll go with that. See if there's anything I can maybe punt. My foot really pissing people off as well. Those are road agents. What about? Right, I'm going to get rid of Alex Marvez because one, he's not 20, and I just bye. He's gone, so that's one that's not even on the roster that we're getting rid of. T-Hawk, I've just not really done anything for you. I'm just going to get rid of you as well. So he's probably not going to be too happy with that. So this is a controversial one. Don't really use Kip Sapien. Or Sabian even. Nakazawa I'm going to keep because I've kind of used them in jobbing perspectives. I'm going to let Riho go. She's good, but I feel like she'd be better developing elsewhere. And we can maybe look at a purchase in the future. So she's gone. Sonic Kiss, I just felt like the stats aren't good enough at all. So it will be a release, but someone I feel we can certainly look to bring back eventually once there's space. And the controversial one is Tommy Dreamer. I just don't have a use for Tommy Dreamer at all. So possibly controversial, a few people going there. In fact, might even get rid of Aja Kong. Aye, get rid of Aja Kong, who a legend for sure, but not really where we're looking to take our division. So people may judge some of them as bad moves, probably, but as it slowly develops from AEW to a complete fantasy mod. I like Tommy Dreamer, and I know he's rolling AEW purely because obviously a great friend of Dream in that, and obviously a great experience guy to have, but in terms of what we're trying to do in a video game, just no need for him. Well, depends actually, locker room leader, but we do have a lot of them kicking about that are happy. Right, none of that will directly affect us. What's SmackDown's main event, just out of curiosity? Rusev versus AJ Styles. It's getting a bit better. I think we would all love to see Rusev with that kind of push. I mean, that's another one. If Rusev comes up, 100% we're after him. There's a few people like Chad Gable, man. If they become available, then straight on them. We're not signing announcers either. Greg Hamilton, you can stay. Even though I think he's really, really talented. Do you know? That's paper appearance. Cool. If we do become a bigger company, Bandido will be one person I'll write after as well, but because it's not a written contract, I don't need the pressure to go and get him just now. So that's fine. Let me just quickly check this size. If anything's different. There you go, straight away. Great Lakes is up by 1. Mid-South up by 1. Mid-West is up. A lot of them have raised by 1, which is good to see. So we are really pushing at a good rate. And hopefully with this final go home show and then the pay-per-view, we can be in a good position that we may be really close. And also with the pace we're going at as well, we should be good to clear and finish the stream on the Wrestler of the Year awards, which would set us up nicely for this evening stream after dinner. That's the only reason I'm taking the break is because I want to get my dinner. And a few things to do in between. There's also live later on. We'll have the FIP in the background, the under 21 Euros. All right, anything happening here? Impact are set to set their sights. ZLE is gone. She summed him, a lot of good things about in real life, but it'll be interesting to see how good she turns out to be. That's annoying, still the 8th biggest company. So the good thing is, we won't be below regional, so we'll pass that goal from Tony Khan. Psychopath we should be fine with. Problems with the law we should be fine with. MMA crossover, the quicker we get rid of that, then we can start pursuing Matt Riddle when he comes available. CM Punk must be kept over 71 overall popularity in the States. What's Punk at the moment? That's fine. Until we start properly running lots and lots of feuds, then CM Punk will be absolutely fine. I'm intrigued to see if Kenny can go over Jericho, or if I might need another month, in which will mean we'll need to book that match as well for Origins as a rematch. So we'll check popularity. I was hoping Chris would be a bit more willing. Oh, what's the things happening here? Ring of Honor to Tangaloa, that's fine. Suzuki heading towards injury. Brother Runt Spike Dudley, Matt Hyson is retiring. NXT are offering a contract to Serena, that's fine. Jay White to New Japan, is it written though? Fuck. Somebody that we'd like to bring in as well. Alright, so it's a 2-year deal. So I'm not actually going to go in for him, I'm going to shortlist him. Because he's only 27, so by the time we get to 2029, by the time he gets to 29, sorry, we'll only be in 2021, so we'll shortlist him. We'll allow him to get good in Japan, get over in Japan. So then, when we can get in for him, he'll be in a lot better position for us as well. That's frustrating, that. Just signing too many wrestlers, so you can't sign them all, so some will just happily let go elsewhere. Impact have offered an extension to Sami Callihan. Paper appearance, that's fine. That's fine. If it was written, that's when me jump in with a mass contract. Because he's certainly been an absolutely great acquisition so far. So, what we want to check is popularity. So, CM Punk's at 80, that's the baseline. Chris Jericho's at 70, 71s, that's fine. And Kenny Omega, 38. Ugh. He's just not getting over in the States. If we had Jericho versus Omega in Japan, Kenny would go over. Oh, I didn't. We look at that. Physical popularity. He's getting over slowly but surely in the US, but I do feel if Jericho's going to lose to Omega, it's going to have to be in Japan, which I think will. I've got an idea about that day. So we're Saturday, so there should hopefully be takeover there. Sweet. So the Viking Raiders losing to DJZ and the Velveteen Dream in the main event. Also Gargano versus Eric Bugenhagen for the NXT title. Sabatelli, Rama and Strickland defeat Babatunde, Al Shahale and Komoroto. Oni Lorcan defeats Haley and Bloom. Although Jonah Roquez is somebody, and I don't even know half of these development of Cal Bloom. Rachel Ellering and Tegan Knox defeat Hybrid Chaos, which is Lacey Lane and Tinyara Conte. Shayna Baszler defeats Xia Li for the NXT Women's title. In short, NXT is booked really, really badly. It was booked by WWE once it's done by the AI. I don't begrudge the AI in this though because it's all mods, so how are they meant to know who's who and whatever? Of course, remember your WWE event will be the last week of December. So we'll check that there. So a lot of December events there. Nothing massive. Charlie Morgan is she still at NXT UK? There's a moderate concussion. That's not ideal at the age of 28. A lot of injuries still to potentially come. Awesome Kong. I like Kong. I think she's really, really good. But I do feel, again, direction we're looking to go. We'll let her leave at the end of her contract. No point in just releasing her. We'll keep her kinda happy. So CMLL have offered a contract to Volador Jr. AAA re-signed Bandido. Nothing there directly affects us apart from El Soberano Jr. being back from injury. That's fine. So go home time, or go home show time I should say. Good luck, try book 8 matches for this pay-per-view. So we'll start off with our 40 figure, just confirming one match for sure. Right here on Twitch TV, Mick Foley announces that it is going to be taking on the Luchasaurus and Michael Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and that'll be a quick 4-minute segment. I know we're trying to stay away from being the WWE, but we were going to have a contract signing brawl. Mick Foley does everything, so he's there as well, as he does CM Punk and Kevin Steen, which will end our show. So that'll be 5 minutes, because we're trying to push everything onto this show. Main event will be a 4v4 matchup. It is going to be Hangman Page, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, and Kenny Omega taking on Chris Jericho, Angelico, Jack Evans, and make it Bastard Pack in our main event. That's going to get 11 minutes, and of course Kenny Omega will stand tall as he defeats Jack Evans. Still a show, and that can be a pinfall victory there. Right, so that's 2 matches down. Then going to have a promo. Give Sami Callihan saying that he wants a shot at Pete Dunne's championship, so that can be put in there. Mick Foley's going to be busy as hell today as he confirms that it will be Sami Callihan versus Pete Dunne for the AEW Dream Championship, so that's in as well. You have a backstage brawl, so it's 1v1 backstage brawl. Where are we? And that's going to be between Ali, who's going to find the champion Lexi. Of course, these two will do battle for the Women's Championship. Give them a good 5 minutes to just beat the crap out of each other backstage. We're a bit too much like WWE here. We're not really having a lot of matches. So let's make a mammoth main event. Actually, let's change the main event. Let's make it a 2v2 matchup. Let's make it the Lucha Brothers as they take on Rey Fenix, John Moxley, and Jay Lethal. So we will have here Rey Fenix pick up the win over Jay Lethal, pinfall, and that'll be our main event. At the moment, I don't have plans for Ciampa. The reason being, he's still going to be injured for 6 months, so we'll see when he comes in if we can give him surgery to cut that down. But you've seen here how many times new wrestlers have come in, and I don't know if we've expanded to a second show or whatever in a couple of months, because it can change so quickly with the growth we're having. So we probably will have an idea closer to the time, maybe say a month or two before, and I'll probably write down what we're looking to do. So at the moment, I'll be honest, I don't have any plans for MD going forward. I have 2 matches booked in for Origins, which is written down, and that's it. Nothing else. Everything else is on the fly. So what I'm going to do is Kenny, Floor Jericho. Let's get the heads up here. So it's 5 minutes. That's in. So we actually only booked 2 matches so far, so put that in there. That's the main event. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need a storytelling match. And I will make that the women's division. Let's give them an opportunity. And we'll have something that's not been used in a while that should be good, which is Hikaru Shida. And she can take on the debuting Priscilla Kelly. So Priscilla won't start off winning. We'll have her lose a few matches, but that's just to get her up and running, and then we'll, that way the debut is like an enhancement talent, and then eventually they break out and become a star. So that's kind of what we're aiming for there. So that can jump in there. You should be way up there to end the show. And we'll give the Chelsea Green Hype Angle an extra minute this week for 3 minutes. So whilst I didn't get to confirm to give everyday segments on the show that's going to be at the pay-per-view, the card is Kevin Steen versus CM Punk. The Women's Championship on the line is Lexi takes on Ali. The heavyweight title on the line is Jericho takes on Omega, so the third fight between them, but the first one in an AEW save. Jay Lethal versus Penta L0M. Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix. Pete Dunne versus Sami Callihan for the Dream Championship. And E will take on MJF in the Luchasaurus in a handicap match. So I don't even have anything for Cody nor the Young Bucks. But then again, Cody is the user character, so that's what it is. I'm going to book again in the same place as we booked the last one in the Midwest. Just continue to try and up a wee bit and see if we can get a close to a sell at this time. Although the industry's really hampering us. I don't know if I can justify making a jump to Canada just yet. It's no great. If we were more over in the UK, definitely, with the way that's going, but not really anywhere I'd want to jump to right now. Japan is going to be a bit of a crossroads, but again, the attendances are just no justifiable to run that much of a show. So we'll go Midwest. We'll just go again to the DJ Sakal Arena. Just make sure everything's in the right order. Let's go with it. Right, so Mick Foley books the handicap match to start the show. Bigger attendance actually, 2.7 thousand there. See, I wanted to do the Bucks v the Wolves, but I don't want to just keep overplaying it, because I feel like I could end up being at a stage where they just continually face each other. And because I don't want to just go to that stage where I'm taking off booking times, I feel like the card we've got just now might even struggle to make 150 minutes, and I just feel like maybe we'll just leave the Bucks and the Wolves off and see what else we can do. I did think about it, admittedly, but I just felt like individual programs were better to try and push those kind of stars. So E plus 32 for that. But they had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Shida defeats Kelly in 5:14. E plus 31. Priscilla debuts a Dark Grunger gimmick. It was average. That's not too bad, considering that's a big debut. Or debut on a big stage. Could have been a lot worse. Crowd get hotter because of the backstage beatdown brawl, if you want to call it, between Ali and Lexi. That was a D minus 38. Chelsea Green an E minus 19, so it seems to vary. There was one good week, one poor week, one good week, one kind of in the middle. Not really been a consistency. The Callahan promo on Pete Dunne was a C60, got the crowd hotter. Honestly, I wouldn't say MVP, but I'd maybe say most shocking star, somebody that's really broke out and done well for us, has been Sami Callihan. No, somebody like I don't watch a lot of his stuff. I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm high on Sami Callihan. Foley booking Callihan versus Pete Dunne is a D41. All good stuff from Mick there. C63, and there we go, there's your match ruined anyway. About that had decent wrestling, but not a lot of heat. Hangman Page, Omega and the Young Bucks defeat Jericho Pac and Los Guerreros del Cio in 10:33. Omega defeats Jack Evans. Nick Jackson has a torn groin muscle. That'll take him out for a bit. Disappointing that Jericho and Evans were off their game, but the match at the crowd buzzing. Matt obviously, Matt, a very poor performance actually, 41. Ugh. Kenny with a 63, Jericho with a 65. Few skill increases, which is good for Evans, Omega, and both of the Young Bucks. Be interesting to see how bad that injury is. A torn groin muscle. C62 for Kenny flooring Chris Jericho and taking the belt with him before they have their match at Season's Greetings, which probably won't main event because your main event is going to likely be Steen and Punk. But about the great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Lucha Brothers defeat Moxley and Lethal in 11:40 when Rey Fenix defeated Lethal with a corkscrew sent on. So B77, 68 performance for Lethal, 81 for Moxley, 66 for Phoenix, 73 for Penta. So pretty damn good there. And probably one of the better matches we've had. And the contract signing not great between Steen, Punk and Foley. C65, both guys put their names down, and then just an all-out brawl. Proper WWE angle. But I was just kind of hoping we'd have got a good bit more from that. Overall, C plus 67, and it does increase our popularity in 18 regions. So not the best show in the world, not the worst, just does the job. And now we've got this horrible situation where I need to try and book everybody for this pay-per-view. The other thing that's got me worried about a pay-per-view in Japan is a lot of our wrestlers won't be over in Japan. So I'd literally need to hope the likes of Omega, Jericho, MD that's done anything in Japan would have to be the core of that show. So something maybe, again, to look at in a better financial situation. So I don't think Origin will happen in Japan, but it's still a good pay-per-view name. Let's see, Togo to leave MPW. 7,000 fans for them, 2,000 fans for us. But again, we did go to a lesser area. Let's see how bad this Nick Jackson injury is. 44 days. So he's pretty much back in February. It could have been a lot worse. It could be right back going to Impact. Duh. So Matt Jackson, well, he'll get a rest now because obviously the injury to Nick. And a 0.58, holy shit, that is a big jump. Did we change network though? Nope, we're still not there yet. And did we jump the gun? Maybe they'd have changed the time slot? Oh well, we could change it anyway, but that's mad. Won't give us prime time. Oh well. We'll see if we made the right decision or the worst decision once the contract starts next week. I think we'll need to stick to a popular place in the US for this pay-per-view just to ensure as much money through gate receipts as we possibly can get. So that will be our priority. But it's been a good start to the save. Admittedly, it's pretty much dismantled the roster within 6 months, but as I say, we certainly have a lot less money and a lot less size than AEW will have once they're on television week by week. I mean, they're already the second biggest company probably kicking about, and we are certainly not that at the moment. So we'll have a look and see what else is popping up. Matt Sydal gets nervous. Michelle McHale goes to Impact. Somehow I don't see that happening. Alicia Tout is now single, if anybody cares. Jay White signs a contract extension as we expected. That's fine. It's a written contract, but it just means when we get to December 2021, which could be miles off, depending how often we play this, but it's certainly somebody that I'd love to bring in. But I just feel because we're quite stacked at the moment, there's no point in rushing them in. Yeah, Suzuki hurt badly, which they did say about. Fandango's going to be available. That is something that I looked at, but 38, and if we'd have got Breeze maybe, but I think we'll just let him stay with WWE. That's fine. Sami Callihan signs that deal with Impact. That's cool. It's non-exclusive anyway. In fact, surprised that didn't take him away from us because, you know, what it was. I'm already at that stage though. I just want to get to war with WWE because I think it's got a bit mad. Just constantly going back and forth. So that's a referee. You don't worry about that. Delirious and Ball Ferreira are a bit raging with each other. So we're probably about impact level just now. And that is us now on ESPN. So the first show next week will be our debut. So we pretty much start 2020 on a new network. I just hope it's not a bad decision because of how well the ratings drew in that show. I'm hoping as well, because it's the show before a pay-per-view, it might kind of boost the attendees up for this pay-per-view as well. But it's Christmas, and we could shine. We could sign Shawn Michaels if we wanted, but he's retired and loyal, so we won't. So, pay-per-views on Christmas. Great timing. Don't think there's anything else we can do. Why is CM Punk get moral issues? Poor gimmick. Alright, cool. Okay, Phil. And the quicker we can get the size up as well, we can get better networks for our broadcasts for pay-per-view. So we're on the Bright House Network and ITV Box Office. So medium and medium, but we don't really have a lot of people in the UK watching us because we aren't really on TV there. Locker room incidents, it's just two proteges of Christopher Daniels. So let's crack on with some All Elite Wrestling. In fact, let's put the attendance. Can we get anywhere given us 9,000? 8,657. I mean, usually the last pay-per-view. We'll give you this one as well, though. We'll give them the UCCU Centre in Orem, Utah. We'll get the sellout 8,500. Screw it, we'll just go for the safe one. So we'll start off with your main event of the evening. 1v1 match, and it is going to be CM Punk versus Kevin Steen. Again, if we were running longer shows, I would go out and give them more time, but 15 minutes is good enough, and got to keep Punk looking strong, so he picks up the win in the main event. Pick our storytelling match next, which will not open the show. In fact, actually, I'm going to do the show opener first, which will be for the Dream Championship. So it is going to be Pete Dunne in action against Sami Callihan. 14 minutes of action these guys will get. The AEW Dream Championship, and Pete Dunne will steal the show in a spectacular bout. Oh, Sami's getting really old. Keep you strong, Sami, but I need Punk. I need Pete Dunne. Oh, he's still unhappy. It would be a very quick title change. Is that much a difference in overness? 43. 20 odd. Ah, well, there is, I suppose. Unfortunately, I got too many people unhappy already, so Sammy's winning this. And he's going to be tainted. That's going to change booking plans, so that's going to be fine, that's going to be fine, and that's going to be fine. Just noting stuff down in the notepad here. I can reveal the plans anyway, what we're going to go with. So effectively the aim was to go Cody turning on Pete Dunne, but I think if Sammy defeats Dunne, then we can go Sami Callihan v Cody. Why is such a guy get the Dream Championship, a title that was meant to mean so much to Cody and his family, that ends up in the hands of Sami Callihan? So then we can book the Dunne Cody feud down the line. So Sammy will take the win. That'll keep him happy. That'll be your opener. 2-on-1 handicap match will be next. So that will be E in action against Luchasaurus Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Let's be honest. Even if it wanted, Big E is not going to drop. He's going to be pissed off if he loses to any of them. So he'll pick up the win over the Luchasaurus. And we'll just carry on. Keeping E looking strong. Next up, we'll have our Women's Championship match for the Dream title, and it is going to be Ali in action against Lexi. I can't have too many titles changing in one show, so Lexi will pick up the win. Nice and simple. I put the women's title on the line, remember? There we go. It's just that way. I just need to make sure every title doesn't just chop and change and folk are getting title runs for the sake of title runs. So that's that booked in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more matches to go. Jericho versus Omega. Absolutely wish that he would put Kenny over. I know he's not going to, so we'll go Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. 14 minutes for the AEW Heavyweight Championship. Jericho to pick up the submission win. Do you know what? Let's keep Kenny Omega. If I can find it. Keep strong, Kenny Omega. So I just know I won't put him over. Although I was saying we're going to be struggling for time, there is a couple of guys that do need a lot of time. And we're going to have an all-out brawl between Moxley and Rey Fenix. We are going to give them a lot of time. I forgot that Roderick Strong is now available on the roster. So that just shows how much he's been overlooked. So John Moxley wins. Pinfall, slow build. We'll give him a good long match. And that can slot in there. That's fine. So that's in and that's in. 6 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the other match we put in is Jay Lethal against Penta. And they can just have a 15-minute war where Penta picks up the win. So pinfall, and again, just nice and simple, effective. So I think we'll have, technically because he's a 40, I can do this. A 40 gets attacked, there we go. So the 40 is Cody, and he gets attacked by Roderick Strong. And I know I was going to go Sammy v Cody in January, but I mean, in fact, do you know what? Mick Foley's a champ. Mick Foley can get his ass kicked. Mick's brilliant for that kind of role. So Roderick Strong gets his debut and he attacks Mick Foley. Going to have Cody actually chase off Sami Callihan, so that can plant the seeds for that. Mia Yim on commentary as well, because then that we can really plant the seeds towards Mia Yim versus Lexi going forward in January. So that's that. We'll put in a promo for CM Punk on Kevin Steen. And we'll have Penta come in and attack the life out of Jon Moxley using his finisher to send a statement after he defeats his brother. There we go, so that's another 20 minutes of promos we can fit in. There's actually another match in. Maybe people that didn't make it in. Aye, let's do it. Let's put in a 10-man battle royal. I decided I didn't want to put hundreds of people in, and there we go, we're getting a 10-man battle royal to keep people happy. So we can have Shawn Spears in there, Eddie Edwards, Kenta, Pac. I know it's terrible that I'm wasting these kind of talents in this kind of match. Keep your best friends out. Hi mate, how you doing? Sammy Guevara, El Soberano Jr. Angelico, Hangman Page. We'll have Jungle Boy in as well. Oh, who'd I actually like add in there? Oh, need it. Put Michael Nakazawa in as well. So we'll give them 10 minutes. We'll give Kenta the win. And the runner-up can be Pac. I know they've already had like a kind of feud already, but we'll see. Cheers to the host as well, buddy. As I say, we'll be pretty much streaming for the next episode of television, and then the awards, and then that'll be me. I'm going to take a break for dinner, and hopefully be back about 8 o'clock, hopefully, maybe 7:30. Eddie Edwards will keep strong, just to keep him happy. He was ready to complain again, but Kenta was going to knock the shit out of him, so that's fine. Good man, Kenta, thank you. We'll lob that Battle Royal in the middle of the show. Have a hype video for Chelsea Green again, that's fine. We have another hype video as well, and that can be for Giovanni. If anybody's got a better name for Liv Morgan, let us know. I was thinking of something like Dead Posh, I don't know, like Giovanni Lefleur or something. I don't know. I'm really meh creatively. So, if anybody does have any good ideas, don't be afraid to let us know. You just can have another minute. There we go. There's your 150 minutes, fully booked. Hopefully, not too many people are pissed off with the show, and we have a good one. Let's crack on. This is all Elite Wrestling. Season's greetings, the December pay-per-view, last pay-per-view of the year. So sold out even, 8,500. We start off with a really poor match. Sami Callihan defeats Pete Dunne in 11:35 using the ropes for leverage. Sami Callihan's your new AEW Dream Championship. Yep, name for Liv Morgan, if you've got anything. D plus 48, Pete Dunne was off his game. Pete Dunne was tiring. Pete Dunne to me is somebody that could do an all-out match for 15 minutes, surely. Sami getting better his gimmick, but got the show off to a strong start. Got the crowd buzzing. Negatives there, being fatigued. Sami Callihan as well. Good point. After the match, Cody runs into the ring and chases off Sami Callihan. That's what I check. 4 segments, that's fine, so we can still keep the heel turn cooking for a bit. Got the crowd hotter. That's a D46, but your new Dream Champion, AEW Dream Champion, Sami Callihan. Chelsea Green on pay-per-view gets an E-21 for her vignette. And then the storytelling, oh my fucking god, I've just saw the news. The storytelling match of the day, Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat. E defeated Maxwell Jacob Friedman in the Luchasaurus in 640 when E defeated the Luchasaurus with the big ending. An injury to E meant that an audible was called and the finish would be changed in the fly. I'm just happy he still took the win. Can you imagine him losing? Would have boosted one of their careers, but long-term booking in that. E carried the match in terms of ring performance. I keep blowing out my mic for some reason. It's a broken neck for E, so he's been about for a while. MGF is off his game. I've got a feeling it's MGF that's caused this injury. Sustained the broken neck. We won't know. Hype for Mia Yim is an E-19 as she comes down to do guest commentary. And it was a match done of a lot of heat and terrible wrestling. Lexi defeats Ali in 5:44 with a Sparkle Splash, second defence of the AEW Women's Championship title. So D41, Lexi was off her game. Yeah, pretty much at a similar level and a good title defence there. Mick Foley introduced the new signing of Roderick Strong, Roddy versus the World, as we try and make this a more modern Ring of Honor. And yeah, Roddy Strong just beats the shit out of him. So, average debut for his gimmick. Fully enjoyed going off script, and it was a C-55 for the segment with Jolly Old and Mick. The hype package for Giovanni, or name to be confirmed, was a D-36. That's not bad. The over-the-top rope battle royal between folk that we had nothing for saw Kenta pick up the win in 10:08. The final four were Eddie Edwards, Pac, and Shawn Spears. Pac was the final elimination and also got the most eliminations. Angelico and Eddie Edwards were off their game in a C-53. I'm really trying to go with like kind of. She's basically Carmella, kinda, because she's from New York, so effectively I wanted to play the New York character up, but maybe not as much Carmella. Just basically what you think somebody from New York would be called. Or Jersey, anyway. Good match, decent reaction from the crowd. Penta L0 defeats Jay Lethal, 15:06 with a Pentagon Driver. B-72, Penta with a 74, Jay Lethal 67. You can see they're just two guys, disappointingly both with low morale. But good match. Good things on the horizon for Penta, for sure. Bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Moxley defeats Ray Phoenix in 20:45 a one-hitter. A B-79, good chemistry. 83 Moxley, 69 Phoenix. So I felt it was a defeat that Phoenix could take, but it keeps just John Moxley looking $1 million for us. And then Penta attacks Moxley, C plus 69. This is very interesting. And about the good wrestling, a decent reaction from the crowd. Jericho defeats Omega in 14:45 with the Walls of Jericho. Jericho makes the 5th defence of the title, so it keeps the prestige of the belt up. Just a C64. Both guys get a 69. Is that probably because we kept Kenny looking strong? So obviously, booking decisions was the reason why it is down a little bit, but hopefully that's helped Kenny. CM Punk's promo was just a C plus 68. He's getting better at his gimmick, but I actually did think that would have done a lot better because Phil's good on the mic. And the main event, superb match. CM Punk defeats Kevin Steen at 15:14 with a Pepsi plunge. B78, 73 to 79, so Punk might even be in a physical decline. Nah, he's just unhappy. But Steen with a good performance. So overall, a B-74, increasing our popularity in the 16 regions we broadcast our pay-per-views in. And I think we'll keep CM Punk and Kevin Steen happy and give them the praise on this particular outing. So it's an okay pay-per-view at the moment, but we need to check if it makes money. That's what we kind of need. See, it's tough, man. I was really thinking, I'm like, just because her name was like Gianna Daddy or whatever, I'm like, Giovanni? And I'm like, is there even any woman called Giovanni? I'm like, I think so. The only wrestling comparison I could think was Joy Giovanni. I'm like, that's a second name. Alright, so Shane Douglas is in the Hall of the Immortals. So effectively the TW Hall of Fame. Feedback's been great, drawn a lot of praise, that's good, good, good. Big E's sidelined, how bad is it? 38 days for a broken neck? What? I was expecting it for months, maybe a year. Man's got a strong neck. Sammy Callahan heading towards injury, that's fine. 0.08, so not massive, but again our biggest. Zara Giovanni. Jericho Lakes Angelico. That's promising. We're at profits so far. That could decline. What you're interested in as well is look at the difference between the October event. We've already doubled in pay-per-view from October to this event. And October was the second annual All-In as well. So we are in a good position this month. I'm interested to see how much the TV revenue jumps as well. Basically, this episode's coming up at Monday Night Dynamite. It's going to be the interesting one if we've made a good decision or a bad one. It's a short-term contract, so we can get out it pretty quickly. Right, let's have a look. Got honestly, this game. Why are you constantly putting up people that I would like to sign? Oh my word, he's pretty much, if he signs, going to be the far biggest contract we're offering by a mile. But his wrestling skills are going to be at a good level. Age is okay. You can get at least 4 years generico. Overness is good across the board. He could honestly come in and be like the guy. And we've got a lot of luchadors. Evil ones. What can we bring one off the orphanage? We were willing to give you to take you from WWE 15k a month. We'll give you a 4-year deal as well. Oh, doesn't work house shows. Nah, I'm not really bothered about house shows. I'm on it. Since AEW don't look like we're going to do house shows in real life, I've just kind of went if anybody wants to skip them. When you go. Malaysia? I don't know about that. I know. It sounds like something you'd call a Nitro girl. Here's Asia, Malaysia. I can't remember what half of them were called, but get the gist. We really need to get to national, so half of these people I'm not using can just go into developmental. So there's a lot of them I do want to use, they're not part of my plan, I just get up. So here we go. We are on ESPN for our debut show. Also interesting that we can actually put Ciampa in angles. Can we make him take surgery? He's here? No, so yeah, we can't get him for pretty much 6 months. Nick Jackson, I don't even want to rush back, that's fine. Pardon me. So we will start the show. Cody Rhodes will basically introduce us that we are on a new network, but he will basically say he wants his Dream Championship, so he'll cut a promo on Sammy. I don't want Sammy on the show because Sammy's obviously struggling with a bit of fatigue. We do need a massive match for our first show on a new network, so what better thing to do than 2v2. Not going to be a rematch, going to be close to a rematch though, as the Lucha Brothers will be in the heel corner, and they will take on the team of Jon Moxley. Let's give Jon Moxley CM Punk for company. And let's make it really interesting. 15 minutes. Let's have Penta go over Moxley. And let's see how Moxley recovers for that. Tainted. There we go. The Lucha Brothers are going to be on top at the end of the first show on ESPN. Because they haven't had any matches in the last wee while, Tag Team Championships will be on the line as the American Wolves do defend it. We will give the opportunity to just make it 2 heels actually, not main eventers. Try to see who would make up a good pair. Let's go Pac and Darby Allin. We'll have Davey pin Darby. And what I'm going to do, we'll make that in the middle of the show, but we'll make it. I'm not even going to bother with name generators in this. So you've seen half the bad names it was given us for pay-per-views. Oh, it's a pass from me, dog. So we'll have Darby Allin and basically Pac just kind of like form an alliance, because that could be like the birth of the junior division. Give the women's division a bit of exposure, so we're going to have Ali team up with Britt Baker and Mia Yim, and she can take on Lexi alongside Priscilla Kelly and Nyla Rose. Don't want to put Chelsea Green nor Giovanni in just yet. Georgiana Lex. Jesus. We'll give these ladies 8 minutes, and we'll have, hopefully, will Lexi take the defeat? If she doesn't, we'll put Priscilla in that position, but hopefully she'll take the defeat. Nah, she won't. That's cool. Didn't think she would, but it was worth the risk, and was our Priscilla Kelly. She's young enough, we can build her up massively. That's I have no real concerns there. About the position she's in. Kenny Omega will be in action. We'll put him in against. Already in action. Coming against Christopher Daniels. Kenny can pick up the win. I just need to give Kenny as much momentum, as much victories as we can within the US, and hopefully keep building them up. So that can be our co-main. And because I trust him more than I trust Kenny, we'll have Jericho cut the promo. It's going to be a 5-minute promo, which does overlap the show, but that is where you take time away from the main event. Loses a minute. You lose a minute. And you lose a minute. Boom. We have far too many matches to promos. Brooke Summers. That just sounds like a mix of Dana Brooke and Summer Rae. Now I'll do the infamous champion floor, title stolen, and that can be Mia Yim taking Lexi's. Yep. 3 minutes, 66. And it just means Cody and Callahan, you lose a minute. There we go. Just warning everybody as well, when the Wrestler of the Year comes up at the end of it, don't expect any awards to go to us. We're still too young as a company to win anything. So don't expect anything. I'm going to put the show where we're familiar, because it's your first show on television, a new deal. You're not going to go somewhere where it's a lesser attendance. You're going to try and get as many seats in as you can, many people in, many butts in seats. You go with that quote. Bowling Green in Ohio at the Anderson Arena. I've hit the wrong man. There we go. Let's do this. Let's see how the first show goes on ESPN. So Cody with a promo on Sami Callihan in the 4,700 attendance Anderson Arena as a C62. Good start. The ladies match. So that's just a mix between Liv Morgan and Isla Dawn. Terrible matchup. Ali Britt Baker and Mia Yim defeat Lexi, Priscilla Kelly and Nyla Rose 625, D-37. Ali, Priscilla Kelly, and Nyla Rose off their game. Lexi with the best performance just behind Mia Yim. So that's good. Mia Yim's getting good performances, so that programme is something we'll crack on with later on tonight. E plus 35 for Mia Yim stealing the belt and announcing herself as a contender. Alliance between Darby Allin and Pac was an E plus 34. Tag match was pretty decent actually. Not a lot of heat, but the Wolves defeat Pac and Allin in 9:13. Third title defence. Got the crowd buzzing. Darby Allin was off his game. You can see the skill level of the Wolves and Pac way ahead of Darby Allin, so he'll be somebody, again, maybe not rated as highly in the mod that we'll have to look to build up, but C61 still promising. And we will try and push some people up the card that are AEW from nowhere, and we can hopefully them challenging. Kenny defeats Chris Daniels, C60. Kenny off his game, but it got the crowd hotter. Kenny with a better performance than Daniels. Just a bit inconsistent. Kenny helped his psychology with a new power spot. Good to see. Jericho's promo on Omega was a B plus 87, so that's good. It gains storyline heat to the storyline. I think it's one of the ones I might even try and think about when I'm having my dinner. See if I can think of anything for her. And the main event, the first ever main event on the new network. Great wrestling and good heat. The Lucha Brothers defeat Punk and Moxley in 14:30 when Penta L0M defeats John Moxley using the ropes for the leverage. So B79. To be honest, if we made it slow build over 20 minutes, but a storyline behind it, you could probably see that prop up to the 80s. But considering where they are in overness, you're still building them up. It's still at a high level, far above where we are. That's still a good rating. And 4 guys that are pretty high up in the company. Well, 3 with Ray Phoenix just behind, but very promising. Negatives there. Capped because of the short match length, as stated there. Poor commentary. Announced team still learning. Low morale for a few people. And we end the show. Increasing their popularity in the 18 regions we always broadcast in. B minus 73. This is the most important part. What's the TV rating? Because we had a very good TV rating on our last show, much bigger than it had ever been before, but we changed. And now, because we're in a better time slot on a smaller network, it'll be interesting to see how that relates. I'm hoping it helps us, but I'm worried we've made an arse of this. So Raw gets 7,000 fans, we get 4,700, so we're getting there slowly but surely. Aurora? See, because that was a moving Pokemon, I was thinking Ice when I see that. Kenny heading towards an injury. Matty Wilberg to sign with Pro Wrestling Alliance, I think. I guessed that right. I don't know what PW Australia is, but there you go. Lucia Fox or Victoria Crawford, back with her normal name, is with Impact now. Right, we're ready for this moment of truth. 0.77, get in. So jump the a 0.34 to a 0.57 up to a 0.77. So we're slowly but surely growing with the company in terms of television ratings. That's brilliant. El Generico, we're just going to throw cash at them. Because we've pretty much panicked WWE into. Well, they're offering them 16,000 for 3 years. We're 15,000 for 4. I'll even give you a 30% bonus. I'm probably going to regret that, but I've seen that come up before. He's the only one you're considering and then still not get them. So we'll push that because we need to help the Mexican children at the orphanage. We need to help them. So you can see their ticket sales are way up, pay-per-view revenues up, TV revenues up by like 4,000. So I'm looking here, since we noted it down, in fact I'll cover it when we get to the 1st of January, because then we've got so much to cover. I was going to check one other thing though. I love how we're kind of going with the kind of seasons theme here. Aurora, ice, coldness. Sarah Summers to me is just warmth, joyful, happiness. Clean cut babyface. This is going to be one of the biggest disputes in the whole stream. Going on for months. What do we actually call Liv Morgan? And then we end up just calling her. We've got Lexi, just call her Liv. But nah, but we'll give it a bit of time before we debut on television, and pray to God that nobody else leaves WWE, because I kind of keep forking out money. NXT UK, James Drake, that's fine. Nothing else directly affects us. That's two people just relocating, that's cool. Just try to blast for this a bit quicker, because there's a lot to cover when we get to the 1st of January, and I'm getting hungry. Oh, but heel. To be honest, it'll be like a heel arrogance kind of thing, and then she probably will join up with Ruby Riott going, oh hey, have we met before? And then have like a wee kind of tag run. Just to kind of keep my women's divisions like a couple of tiers in that as well, where I can have probably they two against Chelsea Green and Britt Baker, and then I can have Mia Yim, Lexi, and a few others pushing the upper echelon for the championship, and then the others are maybe finding their feet doing it. Oh, for goodness sake, man, I'm going to have to throw the fucking money Daniel Bryan as well. This is everybody I want to bring in, as all their contracts are expiring at the same time. Of course I want to bring in Bryan Danielson, just coming in and kicking everybody's heads in, man. Going in against the stage, we take Nigel McGuinness out of retirement and just say, right, Nigel, you're in as well. It's Daniel Bryan, man. 4-year deal. I don't even care if I'm overpaying for Daniel Bryan. I want. Whoa, what's that? I've got to take house shows out. That's fine. Sorry if I keep buying folk, guys, or bringing people in, but so many contracts and so many people I would like to come in just to. I worry this WWE extension is going to be somebody else. Well, Ruby Riott will be fine because she can just go back to her independent name. She'll be Heidi Lovelace. That's not an issue. Just try to keep it like semi-realistic. You know, signing all these people is maybe it could be realistic. We don't know how it'll go in the future, but you've got Aurora and then you've got Ember. What are WWE offering her? A 2-year deal. I can't keep stealing people for WWE. I can't. Damn it! Nah, I want. So Tony Khan will let me get. So WWE are offering a 2-year. They're lucky. They're just offering 2-year deals. I'm quite happy to commit to longer term contracts, just on the basis they're young enough. So don't be surprised if we end up having like a brand split in a second show very, very quickly. With the amount of money we are just throwing at people. I've got no willpower in this game. As it FM, like if anything's ever play Football Manager, I just spend my transfer budget. If I need somebody, I don't care. It's depth in it. Well, here's the thing. We can call her Ember, that's just one name, but then we need to find somebody icicle when you have Ember and Aurora. When you get that sigh of relief that nobody's leaving WWE this time. God. Flamita's back, so that's good for our division. 23 all shows, 3 years. Surely ours is the better. Screw it. I'll just throw my money at them, I don't mind. If I make an arse it, cool. We end up in debt and the save dies, oh well. You can't say we didn't go for it. They're offering Athena 3 years, 3,600. Pop it up a little bit, just to make sure. I suppose you would have already looked to take yours anyway, because you give her 4 years, so that's a bit more security. At least we know one thing I need to improve when it gets to TEW2020. Just roster management, stop signing everybody. I have a 1 hour show, and it's literally going to be fully written WWE talents that I've pinched. Warning as well, the processing time will be a wee bit slow after the Sunday, the 4th weekend of the new year, because of the Power 500. David Arquette retires. Jeet Rama is out of NXT. Hot Property, Michael Austin Wardlow. Don't know a lot about you, mate, but I'll shortlist you. Impact are going to re-sign Taya, that's fine. Rhea Ripley is in, so Demi Bennett is in. So there's another one in AEW. We'll keep her as Demi Bennett, that's fine, that's an independent name. Jimmy Havoc. I'll see how his match against Hangman goes before we decide on that contract renewal. The chances are, probably will, but I don't think it'll be on pay-per-view, it'll probably be on television, but we'll see how that goes. Honestly, because of the match ratings, I think it'll be someone from New Japan. Because I think that a lot of the mods, it tends to favour New Japan to start with. After a good few seasons as if this is Football Manager, after a few years, or at least when it's the human player booking it, you get WWE there pretty quickly. But when it's the AI, it tends to always be, I expect Japan and New Japan to dominate. Alright, let's see if we get anything here. Impact have signed Trish Stratus. Just so be somebody we'll look at eventually, that won't be a written deal, so that's cool. Dustin Thomas, I think I'm going to let him go. He's only 21, but everything's average, and I just didn't want to release him because he's Daniel's protege. So let's see who is agreeing a deal. We are signing El Generico. Oh my god, he's back as El Generico? You're damn right, we're getting the El Generico Kevin Steen has got to happen. Maybe not straight away, but at one point, and there we go. Babyface as hell. Athena is in. Maybe we'll call her Ember. Who knows? Right, so, hopefully only one more WWE name to come, but as I say, I can't guarantee anything because there's that many that become available. And I would like. You could tell this is just like my ideal company. of people that have probably been independent talents at one point. So Demi Bennett will be in the women's division. Can I just make her a monster? Because she effectively is a monster heel. She just dominates people. She's... Nah, she says she's very weak there. And Badass with a good shout as well. What I couldn't get over is, like, if you ever see any pictures there on Instagram of her, she's absolutely massive. But I mean that in, like, a good way. Like, she's built. Like, her physique is, like, just... Holy shit, you could honestly just get through anybody. Yeah, let's give her... Blue Chipper. Well, I can go with that, because she's young. Future star. And you can do that as a heel. Right, so this might take a wee bit of time, so I apologise in advance for that. I'm just going to have a wee drink of my juice as well. So we'll be covering basically the top 500, size, Clash of Champions that WWE have had, and anything else that I can remember while I'm drinking my juice. Pardon me. And we have our winner, and it was called by NLO3 Score. If there's a bit of a way you want to pronounce that username, let me know, by the way. I honestly just pronounce stuff as I see it. I always find that's been the easiest way to do it. Okada is your Wrestler of the Year. I'm not surprised by that at all. I always thought it would be somebody from New Japan. That's worrying, because if that's a written deal, by the way. Company of the Year went to New Japan. Again, not really surprised. Team of the Year went to Yujiro Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito. Match of the Year went to Okada defeating Tanahashi. You see where we're going here. Show of the Year went to Noah's Destiny 2019 show. Young Wrestler of the Year went to Dragon Lee. That's fair enough. I can understand that. Veteran Wrestler of the Year went to Tanahashi at the age of 43. Female Wrestler of the Year, this might be one with a chance in, went to Miko Satomura. Japan are absolutely dominating in these awards. Dominating. Independent Wrestler of the Year. Are we independent? We are. Oh, not the wrong one, that's why. It went to Jake Hager. Former Jack Swagger, obviously wrestling with nobody. Oh. So I take it if nobody employs you, that's what we're not classing the actual independence as. Okay. That might be somebody to bring in at one point as well, actually. Match of the Year, as you saw, was Paul Heyman. Announcer of the Year went to Alfonso Morales, the Mexican broadcaster, and the colour commentator went to Miguel Linares. And referee went to Red Shoes, Tiger Hattori, with a great 12 months of mat slapping and enforcing the rules. So, what have we learned? Well, we've learned that the US scene is a long, long way to go in this mod. New Japan are not offering Minoru Suzuki a contract. That's quite tempting. It's very tempting, although a partial PCL tear has him out for 2 months. So, if somebody reminds me, we'll look into that. John Moxley re-signed. Can we just ensure this is not a written contract offered by New Japan? Shit, it is. We are going to have to really, really throw money at our main man, so 5-year deal. In fact, I can't jump in with a massive contract straight away. We'll go 16 just to make sure we're protecting our main interests of John Moxley. I can't lose John Moxley. He's a guy I've pushed so high to the extent where in AEW, it says 44 wins, 23 losses there. You move that to All Elite Wrestling. 13 wins and 4 losses. I'm pretty sure he's been pinned maybe once, maybe twice, if you're lucky. Sonya Deville wins the Women's Championship. She defeats Bayley. It's just mad. It's just the fact where I've just signed too many folk for WWE just to try and get there. But that's the thing. We don't know how aggressive AEW will be when everybody's contracts start running out. So I suppose it's kind of... Is it a sign of things to come? Probably not, I'd imagine, but nobody knows. Mikey Nichols is back in the business. We get Shane Thorne, maybe we'll snap up Mikey Nichols and we'll make the mighty. Jordan Grace to re-sign with Eve. So that's going to be interesting if we have Sami Zayn, or El Generico now, and we lose John Moxley, so that'll be interesting. So, we'll look through this. Because Dana Brooke, we don't have developmental. If we've got developmental, she can just sit in developmental for about 4 years and turn into the greatest wrestler everybody's ever seen. I still can't get over that in my WWE save. Where with Dana, if I don't know if you saw this stuff on YouTube. If you've not, basically, Dana Brooke was in developmental for about 2016 to 2018, 19. And I started pushing her really, really strong. And she was getting over and over, and to the stage like her matches were getting like 90s. She was like the main woman in the division. I booked the position in H2HWL. Oh, after their founding, I was like, I've never heard of it in my life. Head-to-Head Wrestling League. Vic Saunders owns them. You have seen it? No problem at all. So you'll know how mad that push was for Dana. That's fine. That's just going to be it's not going to be a written contract, so that's cool. Moxley. We'll see what happens there. Alright, so next up we say we're going to look at Clash of Champions. She was so good in that save. Seth defeats Bray Wyatt. Decent. The New Day against Breezango. Maybe not a pay-per-view match, but yeah. Sonya Deville wins the SmackDown Women's title, we mentioned. Becky defeats Selena Vega. Aleister Black defeats Tozawa. Finn Balor defeats Jack Gallagher. That'd be really, really good. Eric Young defeats Harper to retain the US title. Grand Metalik defeats Luis Martinez. I'm assuming that's Punishment Martinez. Sure, we can double click that to find out. Yep. Or Judas Priest. Oh, is it Judas Priest? Is that the band? I can't remember what they called them. Something Damien Priest, that was it. Judas Priest is the band. Damien Priest, that was it. Riddick Moss defeated Apollo Crews. Steve Cutler, Cedric Alexander, and then a couple of stuff on the pre-show. An okay rating, but certainly something we can aim to get to. So that was two things I wanted to look at. Size, I think, was one. Medical, I just wanted to see 30 days. So we'll have everybody back within 2 months apart from Ciampa. And then obviously the people that we've got due coming in. That's just going to keep a revolving door. Believe it or not, despite all those written contracts, we made profit. We made 74,000 profit. Pay-per-view revenue was up. Ticket sales were up. TV revenue will probably stay about the same. What about dropping costs? No, just the fact we had far better ticket sales. So if we keep selling out, then good times. So last thing we'll check, unless you can think of anything else while I'm doing this, will be size. So we are much different across the board now. C minus, so the C minuses are cutting in. A 53 for Great Lakes, which is up 2 for when we checked. Mid Atlantic's up 1, Mid South's up 2, Midwest's up 1, New England's up 2, 37 Northwest is up 2, Southeast stayed the same, Southwest is up 2, Tri-State's up 2, Puerto Rico's up 2, and Hawaii's up 1, and everywhere in Canada is up by either 1 or 2. So we are making good progress. We just need to make sure we have 8 regions at a really good level, and we can only get a national within a year, which is a lot quicker than I expected. So I assume that, I'll tell you what, as I said I was going to end the stream to get my dinner after we've done the whole thing. So if you're about later on, I do want to try and stream maybe about 8 o'clock, half 8. I don't know when I'll start. We'll probably do through to 10 o'clock. We'll think of what we're definitely going to call Liv Morgan. We're going to think of that name. We'll have a discussion, a poll, whatever we need to do. We'll go for there. So you guys have a bit of time to think. I'd love to stream later, but some people are up at 6 in the morning, so I need to try and get to bed kind of early. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to get done. I'll do a few bits about the house, and we'll try and be out for about 8, half 8. Just keep the notifications looked up, and if you've got me on Twitter, I'll probably post about it on Twitter as well. But until then, cheers for the company, guys. Much appreciated. We'll be heading on to Origins, and then we can also discuss what we're going to call these 3 pay-per-views as well. But until then, take it easy, and hopefully speak to you soon. Bye-bye.